fancy at all. It's 9 holes. I think it was $25 to play, something like that. So not bad. But it's
$25 a play.
Yeah, for 9 holes.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that is
even
for 9 holes.
And honestly, I'm pretty sure because it's the weekdays, they just like consider anything after work twilight. So it's like $25 and just try and go out. We tried to, but there was like a group walking like on one when we like tried to make the turn. So we were like, whatever. It's the course that I grew up on. So I remember it being like huge and then like not so huge. And now it's just tiny. Like multiple holes. I could almost drive the green on every hole. There's maybe one hole and it's like a really long dog leg that I couldn't. But all of the rest of them, probably super easy. I did make it right off of the green.
Long. The femur on that thing.
It's long. It's an awkward dog. It's an awkward dog leg because at the curve, if you hit a drive straight, you're going into the houses that's like past it. But if you short shot, like you can't make it to the green over the corner. But if you hit a full drive, you could smoke someone's house. It's annoying. And then there was one hole that I did drive the green, but then I chipped, almost just cupped it, and then it landed like maybe 12, 13 feet past, and then it was a downhill putt, so I like babied it because I'm a wimp, and I landed like 2 feet short. So I got a par on a green that I drove.
I remember you showing us that picture. I think you sent it to me.
Then
it's so depressing.
I know. It was awesome until it wasn't. And then Monday I played League for the first time. And so we played the front, and then we were waiting for the rest of the cards to come up, like finish 9. So we jumped over to 10. It is a 213-foot par 4, which is really weird. Like it's that weird middle ground where most people couldn't play it as a 3, like realistically, but it's too easy of a par 4. Barely.
Yeah, but 213?
Like a 4-iron off the tee.
Yeah. I landed on the green 20 short of the pin with a 7-iron. And then I made the eagle putt.
Let's go.
So more chocolate milk for me. Oh.
Chalk it up, bro. Shout out to White Boy Carl. Just subscribe to the stream. Shout out.
What's up,
Yes.
White? What's up, White?
I need to play with Corey to see his distances because he has like supposedly Bryson DeChambeau numbers. So either he's a liar or he thins every shot he hits.
I mean, we were also talking to a guy that's 80% from 400 feet in circle one. So.
Dude, 300.
I need to start a series where I just call Corey out on all of his claims.
That's would be the best real series of like Corey's statement and then just like a clip of like reality. Like,
yeah, but statistically, you got to think that we would have at least some of the confidence being like real.
Just like rip a clip of Corey's be like, I don't understand why pros just can't make every 30-foot putt and like put a highlight reel together just clanking 30-footers.
No, but with golf distance, like ball golf distance, I can call my numbers.
He's that guy.
A 200
yards,
7-iron is ridiculous.
Freaking good.
I have distance. I don't have anything else.
Is this like a Bryson DeChambeau? Like I hit my 7-iron 700 yards, but it's actually the loft of like a 4-iron.
Yeah, it's actually just lost everything down 10 degrees.
I've never gotten fitted, so all my clubs are like right off of the rack.
He hasn't missed number 3 iron.
Yes, it's a driver head that's a 7-iron like scratched into it. No, I don't know. I've always had like weird distance.
I
like
hit
my 9 iron is, depending on how I have the club angle, anywhere from like 150 to 180.
That is a large that is a large discrepancy.
That's the only club that does that.
That's
That's
crazy.
the only club that does that. It's really weird.
Do you take divots?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
not off
cracking
the
me up
tee.
for some reason.
not off the tee.
A 30-yard differential with the same club is insane.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can do
He's
it.
built like
I-
that. He's built like that.
I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty decently long hitter, and the furthest I can hit my 7-iron is probably 180.
Okay,
Yeah, my
well,
20 yards past me is crazy.
It
My
happens.
stock
It
7
happens.
is like 175.
my
That's a
stock
good 7,
distance. My stock 7 is 205, and I was. I'm
What is
telling
he
you,
hitting a
and-
4-iron?
There's
What are you
no
hitting
way.
a 4-iron?
and
way.
my 4-iron is like 240.
he's ranging feet.
Yeah, I got the.
He's like got the
Atlas range
Bushnell out
finder.
there. Like, oh
the
shit, I'm
Atlas out
blasting,
there.
bro.
I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
I don't know what to say. Like that's, but I can't like. Once I get out there, I end up like either chunking my approach shot or like duffing it right off of the green or missing my putt. Like I'm a bogey golfer with just weirdly long distance.
It would
you-
legitimately piss me off if you and I went out and I shot 75, 76, and you shoot anywhere in the 80s. I would probably take you behind a tree and just choke you out.
Why?
Because I can't be hitting first in the fairway every single time and watch you shoot 84.
Drinking
Okay.
chocolate milk while he does it.
We would be immediately going to the putting green and saying, we're going to figure this out.
I've
We're gonna
only
see-
broke 80 once. Actually, my putting isn't that
Yeah,
bad.
you said like a year or two ago, last year, you shot 79.
Actually, no, I've shot a 77 too. So twice. I've broken 80. But usually it's between like 85 and 95.
I'm gonna go play golf with Corey, and he's gonna have a 10-degree launch angle and everything.
Just
I only bump and run.
Have you seen
Hey,
there's a video where this he's like, I don't think bump and run was the fucking play for a par
Yeah.
5. And the guy just goes turns around and throws the club at him. So good.
All right, I'm going to get a drink and then I'm ready to go. I'll be right
yeah,
back.
we'll start recording.
Scott, I will go to the driving range right now.
Yo, can everybody say hi to Justin real quick? He's crashing out.
Justin.
He's crashing out.
Hey, Justin.
Corey, what are you doing next weekend?
I don't know why.
My basket gets here like next Wednesday. So next weekend.
Wait, you're talking about not the weekend coming up.
Yes.
Okay, the following.
Yes. Not this weekend, next
Um,
weekend.
I know, but those are confusing most of the time.
It's not this weekend, but it's the next weekend.
Okay.
Dad,
So-
it's it's a Walmart rack. I can send you the link though. But it's a Walmart shoe rack. Mac has the
Can
same one.
confirm, I also have it. It's very good.
I can't do anything. That
If you get the one with the wheels, don't put the wheels on it. It's the only knowledge I can give you.
I can't do anything Saturday or Sunday because I have parties. But
Oh, this guy's partying, man.
maybe Friday after work
Okay.
because I'll
well,
already be out there.
my proposal was going to be like Saturday or something.
Yeah.
We go out like early in the morning to film that video,
Okay.
right? So that there's not that many people at Kensington.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, if Tyler was available, we set up the little Caesars challenge.
Oh,
Oh, I can't do it that weekend. I wouldn't be able to physically be able to do that.
What about the weekend after?
24th. 24th we could do. 27th
Tyler-
is my birthday.
Tyler, how are you looking the weekend of the 24th?
Oh, May?
Yeah.
Had Little Caesars for lunch
specific-
today.
Specifically,
Scott.
probably
Good
Saturday.
guy.
Yeah, like Saturday early afternoon.
Does it have to be the same day though? I feel like it doesn't have to be the same day.
It doesn't have to be, but I think Corey wanted it
No,
to
but
be
it would
the
be
same
better for
time.
us to, so we could call each other.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to a wedding that day.
All right.
Sunday.
It's wedding season, dude. Sucks.
What about Sunday? The
The
day
20
after the wed.
No, I'm going away. It's down at the beach.
Mm.
Oh,
Wait, you coming to my house?
lame,
I would. You invite me.
dude. Scott, Little Caesars is what? Okay, Scott. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate Little Caesars? And then also, what do you rate it compared to the rest of like pizza places that you have
Like-
around you?
Fast pizza.
It doesn't even have to be fast pizza, just pizza.
Pizza in general.
Like I don't know what local pizza Scott has. Where are you, Scott? Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
The best local fast food pizza. Well, I guess not local, but the best chain fast food pizza is Marco's.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
The Old World pepperoni,
No.
bussin'.
I
The white cheesy,
no.
bussin'. Papa John's, close second.
If we had to go like a franchise where it was either like Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, what's another popular one? You can throw Little Caesars in there, but
Hungry Howie's.
I've never been there. I think I've ordered there once, but we have
It's one
Hungry
around the
Howie's.
block.
It's the greasiest pizza you've ever eaten in your
Yeah, it
life.
is. It is.
that's some good drunk pizza then.
Yeah, I think that's the one time I've ordered it, which is why I can remember that I ordered
Dude,
it.
if you, I'm telling you right now,
What did-
I'm dead serious when I say this. If you want a good hangover pizza, you got to get the greasiest one ever.
What did we order
Truly.
in Charlotte?
Domino's.
Domino's.
Oh, was Domino's? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what Futuro is.
I don't know. Have you, Mac? You need to try Tormino's.
I don't know what that is.
It's like
Tyler,
a
what is
local
in this
place around
bag
here.
that you have going on here?
I,
You
I
want
will
gra-
tell you, there
want
is a
gas?
place in downtown Northville. It's called like Lucy and Wolf or something like that. And
Okay.
it's like cocktails and pizza. That's all they do. Nadia and I went there. One of the best pizzas I've ever had. Hands down. Like,
Lucy and Wolf?
yeah, it's
My
something
guess is
along those
raisins.
lines.
Scott says black beans.
Black beans.
They also have good cocktails.
That are just like chocolate chips.
Let me see if I can find the
Minis.
menu.
Let's go.
Oh, he's jealous of the chocolate milk.
So
He's like,
you
"If
gotta
I
have
chew
chocolate
these enough,
something.
it turns into paste, and it's
This-
kind of like chocolate milk."
this has
Turns into
become a new
milk.
favorite like sweet tooth thing because not only are they chocolate minis, but it's 80% cacao
Mhm.
chocolate. So it's like there's like no only like,
Bro, I got in a
no
bad
sugar
habit
in
of that
this.
because we had like an extra bag from like baking something, and I would just every time I'd go past the kitchen, I was like, "Oh, get a little handful of some
Yes.
chocolate chips." They're addicting, man. They're bad. I mean,
so
they're
you
really
just
good,
kind of like
but
pop the thing open like that, only like that
Yeah.
much, and you just like
So
in that
Corey, we
thing.
got a pizza called the Honey Badger. They slice all their own meat in the back. So they had house made hot Italian sausage, ricotta, caramelized onion, and spicy honey on this pizza.
that
I
sounds so
laughed
good.
because
Banging.
you said something about they slice their own meat, and it's called the honey badger. I was like, "There's no way you're eating honey badger on a pizza."
Yeah, I had this pizza. We eat python.
Alligator.
listen. I love this conversation, but we should talk disc golf.
Yeah, we probably should at some point.
It's like 9:25,
We just yapping out here.
which I love it.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with this.
We can just yap and record it.
Yeah, I'll kick us off. Everybody
There's
chilling.
no
on
need
record
for
and
it to be structured.
Who needs structure? What is this? What does our title say? Can somebody tell me?
Can I just
Episode.
Episode 68.
Thank you.
PMT is like the smoothest sports podcast on the face of the earth.
DMT is a crazy drug too.
MGMT is a freak show of a band.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 68 of Unfinished Business. Taylor joined as always by Corey, Tyler, and I guess as always Mac as well. Mac is back standing in for Matt, who is now on his honeymoon.
Matt.
Also almost got eaten by a gator, so Mac could
Blazers.
really be here to stay depending on whether or not Matt actually comes back from his honeymoon. We'll see what happens. Prayers up.
Stay away from the
Honestly-
Gators, Matt.
Honestly, if we slur enough, Mac and Matt, they're just
Yeah,
going
it's
to turn
just-
into the same name.
I think we just don't acknowledge it ever again, and just it's either Mac or it's Matt, and just we'll figure
I
it
think
out.
you're allowed to slur on YouTube.
We aren't monetized. Don't worry. They can't take
Yeah.
us down.
We could probably use like some popular music too. They wouldn't even do anything about it.
Electric
Speaking
Feel by
of-
GMT.
Speaking of doing stuff that you probably shouldn't, but you're going to anyway, here's a half gallon of chocolate milk.
This is a perfect segue into a segment that I just thought of, which is you've just finished a midsummer round of disc golf. You hit the gas
Chocolate milk.
station with $8 in your pocket. What is your post-round snack?
Ooh, this is a good one. Corey's like 4 chocolate milks.
I can go first to give people time to think.
I know what
Mine is hot fries and pink Gatorade.
Ooh.
Like handicaps.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
What was the budget again?
Eight.
$8.
$8.
It's going to vary for all of us because we live in different areas.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2. Depends on like what I did.
I'm probably getting the a prime ice pop. I'm getting a Snickers bar, and whatever's left over, I would love to get like a small bag of like Chex Mix or something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
My food is a go-to. My food is definitely like, I guess I have 2 answers depending on how healthy I want to be, kind of, but like I love combos. Combos are like my favorite gas station snack of all time. So combos is almost like a
what
non-negotiable for me.
Yeah, what flavor? Pizza run, right?
Pepperoni pizza for sure.
Yeah.
And then probably either just like the soda fountain, just soda in general, or I'm a big Powerade guy over Gatorade for sure.
Ooh.
Although I will say
Powerade
Prime
Zero.
Lemonade, if it's available,
Dude.
Prime Lemonade is so good.
So good.
So good.
So the reason
So-
why Matt likes to bust my balls about the microplastics in Prime or the forever chemicals or whatever they're called, which I looked it up.
PFAS.
It's not real. It's kind of like it's not
Well,
that
it's
big a deal.
it's real, but it's in everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
But anyways, the reason why I like Prime Switch is because it gives you like the electrolytes, the BCA or the ECAs or whatever. It makes you feel so refreshed later on in the day.
I like that they have coconut water in Prime. Coconut water is the goat.
It is.
Taylor, are you
Garrett
more
Hooligan
of
Garrett in my
a-
chat says hosted donuts in a Celsius. I also is pretty likely that if I haven't already had more caffeine than I need in a day, an energy drink's probably going to replace the drink that I buy.
Celsius is a mainstay for me. The up and comer is actually, if you haven't had Uptime,
I've seen
it's
that.
the
I haven't
white
tried it.
label. The white, yes, get the white label Uptime. That's the 0 sugar ones. Those things, amazing. They're borderline replacing Celsius for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never
Oh.
had a Celsius.
I'm more so I've had like every energy drink just because I wanted to try and taste like which ones
Taste
taste
'em all.
better, which ones taste worse. And then my buddy also is the one of the Midwest reps for Ghost. So a lot of the new
Ghost is so
flavors,
good.
Yeah.
a lot of the new flavors, I'll get like my buddy will be like, "Hey, come over and try this," and it'll be like months before it comes out. And then I try it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"This is amazing." Now I have to wait months
Now I have to wait
before
for
I
it.
could actually physically get it. But
I have to be careful with Ghost because it's like 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
It's juicy.
It's-
I don't know
it's
what it is
bad for
though.
me.
For some reason, I don't know if it's purely the caffeine or just like the full supplementation. Celsius can often be too much for me. I don't know why specifically Celsius, but like I can get kind of tweaked out on some Celsius.
I could see that.
Did you guys have like a Bang era?
I've never
I was
tried one.
never on Bang.
Dude, those things have 300 milligrams of
Dude,
caffeine.
they kick.
If I need to be awake, like for work or something, you can
That's-
drink
that's
one of
the
those, and
go-to.
you're like, yeah,
If I
I'm driving. Like,
Forget my
yes.
pre-workout, and I get one of those if I forget my pre-workout.
Really?
But
I've
they
only
do have that
had-
weird aftertaste.
I've only had one Monster Energy ever, and it was because I asked my mom to pick up
Bro.
like a coffee or something from the gas station, and she got me Java triple shot espresso Monster Energy.
So sugary
And-
and nasty too.
Bro,
Dude,
the zero sugar
was having
monsters are low
legitimate-
key so good.
The
I was
white
having
one,
legitimate heart
undefeated.
palpitations.
yeah, the white one is undefeated.
Bro, I
Yeah,
love
you could probably-
the blue,
you
the
should
sugar-free
probably try
blue
a
monster,
Bang.
the mango. Oh, so good.
Have you guys ever had Full Throttle?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
It's not zero sugar, but it is delicious, and I grew up on it.
What are your thoughts
I
on
think what-
liquid death?
I hate it. It's stupid. It's water. Well, it started off as
Really?
water, like water in a can. Give me
Yeah,
$5. I'm like,
You guys
no.
ever?
No.
I mean, as all of us age into our dad bods, I've definitely had the discovery that like, oh, I really like. I'm craving a soda. I want a soda, and if you just have like a sparkling water, like it's the same craving. Like you can just have water instead.
yeah.
Dude, lately I've been chugging just ice water, and it's fulfilling that like
How's
soda
it go?
pop. Like,
It's like,
Newsflash for
I'm not
Corey,
even
water is
thirsty.
good.
No.
Water is
I'm-
good.
This crazy thing I tried about
It's so
drinking water, and
hydrating.
I'm just not thirsty anymore.
No,
Water is so good, guys.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like
I say as I have like extra large Coke from Zaxby's. Like,
no, I'm saying like I've always had water, especially if I'm like playing disc golf or something like that. But lately I've been at home and I'm like, oh, I could really use like a Dr. Pepper. And then I would just get ice water and chug it, and it would like remove, like mentally, it would remove that like Dr. Pepper need. Screw you, dude. I'm gonna have more chocolate milk. You don't have chocolate milk.
Guys, I'm thirsty and I drink water and I'm not thirsty
it's
anymore.
crazy. Speaking of
Not thirsty. The taste.
speaking of, Corey needs some milk. You know who else needed some milk this last weekend? That was my guy Paul Macbeth. We just came out of Champions Cup, first major weekend. Looks pretty clear cut after day one who was going to win. Turns out that person decided to stop playing disc golf. So
And are you sure about that?
yeah. He needs some milk.
Oh man.
yeah, he needed some help.
Somebody!
So there's a lot of storylines coming out of Champions Cup that Corey wants to talk about right now.
Well, we all know about the foot fault with Kristen.
What?
Happened?
Does anybody actually want to say anything about it, or is it kind of just the?
So
it's a
Corey
people
just wants to
wars?
get right to the punchline. He don't even
Let's
want to
get
care
it.
about
Let's
anything
get
else.
it. Let's get to the foot
Well,
fault. Yo, everybody has to
foot
share their
faults are
opinion for at
stupid.
least 5 minutes.
Jamie, show the clip.
My question is, Kristen got called on a foot fault because she like while releasing kicked the disc because her foot slid forward.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
Paul get a foot fault slipping on that throw?
Did he touch his disc?
I don't know.
Was
Bro,
there a marshal?
can't see.
Was there a marshal
There's
that
a-
worked for an organization that's against his success?
Oh wow,
Was
here we
it-
go.
Was it hole 18 or was it?
When
It
this
was
tournament?
hole 12. Hole 12 was Paul's
hole 12.
slip.
It was one of the water carries, but yeah, hole 12 on his second shot, I believe, he like slipped. Like
His drive was
bracing,
so good too, man.
Did he
fully
fall
spun
over the
around and
plane?
fell onto. No, he like his foot slid forward and then he like twisted. He basically did a 360 and then fell on the ground.
Yeah,
If he never
it was
touched his
very
disc and he
dramatic,
never broke
honestly.
the plane, it doesn't matter.
But you can't tell. So I guess that the question
you-
was.
You couldn't tell for the other one too. So
Yeah, but I feel like when you watch it in real time, I feel like to me it was like, oh yeah. I mean, she definitely hit the disc before she let go of the before she let go of it.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to open the conversation with this, and everybody have your one word answer, and then we'll talk about it more. But
I love it.
do you think that this foot fault call from the marshal on Kristen on hole 16 was good? Yes or no? Was this occurring a good thing?
Should I start?
No,
And anybody can. I'm gonna say no.
No.
but it was the right call. But officials should not be stepping in. Kristen should be saying, "I foot faulted."
Does
Neutral.
Kristen even know that she foot faulted?
Of course she did, because she came back and said, "Well, did I release the disc by the time I hit my disc?"
I mean, how do you know that the millisecond before you release the disc, you kicked your disc? You're not looking at your feet.
True, she might have not realized it, but I'll tell you right now, when I'm in a big pressure moment and I make my throw, I look down as soon as I throw in tournaments to make sure my foot's okay. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just me.
Here's the thing, though. She planted in a spot
It
where
wasn't
she
like
would have been fine, but then
Yeah.
she slid forward because of the ground.
Right.
Yeah, here's my thing. Foot faults are stupid 95% of the time. There's no reason a foot fault should ever be called unless someone is intentionally gaining a competitive advantage.
I think we can all agree on that, though.
Now, can I
Yeah.
say that this call was wrong? No, the call was correct. Right. But is it a call that needed to be made? No, because I am very much of
No.
the rules of the game of disc golf are very much in the spirit of the rules, not in the language of the rules. Right. So this can technically be a foot fault,
I can't read.
but what do we
We
mean
know.
when we say when we read the rules of foot, or when we make the rules of foot fault? Like, the point is that you don't get a competitive advantage of it. Did Kristen get a competitive advantage by slipping 2 inches forward and accidentally touching her disc? No. And in fact, she'd probably a disadvantage because she slipped. So, like, what are we doing? Why
Yeah,
are we calling
here's-
this?
And here's my whole thing too. I completely agree with all of that, but I think the biggest issue for me is that everybody wants to have marshals. Like I think we've all agreed that marshals are good. Like marshals should be out on the course. One, I don't think in any situation, especially not in the last 3 holes of a major championship in the final round, should a marshal be the person initiating a penalty call. I think the
100%.
marshal should be there. And if Missy called the foot fault, the marshal can be the bad guy and say, I second it. You foot
100%.
faulted. That's a stroke. The biggest issue to me, though, is like we should have marshals, yes, but it's so inconsistent. I can remember 3 marshal involvements in disc golf. The one that wanted to fight Nico, the one that Nico wanted to fight. Sorry, I won't put that on the marshal.
One that wanted to fight Nico.
Oh, he probably wanted to fight me.
When-
That's
too.
wild.
When Gannon got warned for a time violation in the Pro Tour Championship last year, in the final round, in the final holes, when he's trying to come back, and this. So, like, why the marshal should be there, and if you're going to call something, call it on like day 1 or 2, and let the lead card know, like, hey, we're out here, we're not messing with rules, we're going to call it. But don't wait until hole 16 and then call a foot fault on Kristen. And if you watch the coverage on Missy's next throw, she plants like a 1.5 feet to the left of her disc and also foot faults. And the marshal is just talking to Kristen about her foot fault. Like, it's just so inconsistent.
Well, if we want
Like-
marshals, we should have a marshal on all 18 holes.
It's impossible.
They
They don't even do that on the Pro Tour.
Well, this is the same reason that you can't use video evidence, right? Because it's unfair to every card. So
Right.
if we can't have a marshal on every card, why are we allowing them to make any rulings?
Marshals cannot. I should say this. Marshals should not get involved with making a call unless they're asked to intervene, or there is evidence showing that an incorrect play was played. So, like, all of us are golfers. That now that I know, all of us are golfers, so we know. At least I think we know on the PGA Tour, if someone catches you doing something wrong and you don't call it on yourself, or you don't mark it on your scorecard, and then you go and you sign your scorecard, and somebody says, oh, remember when you actually grounded, I'm making this up, you grounded your club in the bunker, well, that should be a 2-stroke penalty, so you should have 2 more strokes in your score. Well, you signed a wrong scorecard, which means disqualification. So when it comes to disc golf, that marshal should not have ever gotten involved unless I don't know. I don't even know.
I like the marshal being there to be the bad guy. Like nobody wants to call stuff in disc golf. We know that's the culture. That's fine. Have the marshal there, and I don't even mind them not being there for every card. Like if we just want to focus on, we don't have the resources to focus on the full tournament, let's at least focus on like what everybody's watching. That's fine with me. Just you can't be the initiator. Like if somebody wants to call something and they need somebody to be the bad guy and like go explain to the player like, hey, it's a penalty stroke because you took 45 seconds. And I think even time's kind of different because that the marshal can have a stopwatch, right? And that's like a very black and white. You took 43 seconds. Here's your penalty stroke versus, oh, I'm trying in real time. And if you freeze frame in 1 millisecond, it looks like you didn't release the disc before you accidentally slipped into it. Like it's just it's the complete like wrong rule for a marshal to be involved in.
And we all know that, people football all the time a little bit and nobody ever calls on each other because exactly what we've said. I hate to think the whole spirit of the rules thing. I think that we got to change something about that. I don't like it, but everyone foot faults at some point in time in a small shape or form. It always comes down to, do you get an actual competitive advantage? Are you trying to do that? And people have done that in the past. Why that person decided in that moment to interject is crazy because that person's a disc golfer and even they know that like people foot fault a little bit all the time.
And Scott makes a great point as well. The fact that the marshal doesn't have to be seconded as well is insane to me. Like, like that the rules for if you're a player on the card, you have to be seconded, but the marshal doesn't. Like that's kind of wild.
It's also not as if the marshal is any more qualified than any of these people, right? Because all they have to do is pass the PDGA TD certification, which is the biggest joke of an exam ever. Like it's open book, 25 trick questions, right? You should, if you have 2 brain cells, you should be able to figure that test out. So like you need to have, I think there needs to be multiple tiers of official, like there needs to be, okay, you know the rules well enough to play in this event and run C tiers versus a like actual rules official. There needs to be a more stringent test for this. And like you have someone that is, deciding how you would deal with situations and whether or not that's a good thing, right? And those are the people that are marshaling. Those are the people that are running A tiers and pro tours and stuff like that. So we don't have a good certification, but going off of what Tyler said about getting the kind of spirit of the game out of it, I agree and disagree, right? I think that you leave too much ambiguity by being like, well, this is how I interpret the rule. Right. But I do think you need some ambiguity because when you get this technical about the sport, it just turns into a crapshoot. Right. Like, can you really tell from 30 feet away if someone stepped within their pinky toe within the sheet of paper? Can you really?
It's why you always err further back.
I think you should be able to go farther back than a sheet of paper.
Well, I also like what gets me too is like she didn't mark her disc. And if she marked her disc where she even slid to would have been fine, right? Like that's the weird part of disc golf rules. Like,
yeah, it also doesn't make sense that we make you mark in front of your lie when you could just mark the disc to the back of the lie, but not have your mini go backwards, right? So you're still getting the same effective lie. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. The last thing I have to say is yes, marshals matter, but Marshall Mathers, B Rabbit, Eminem.
Bum, 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 bum.
He went to Cranbrook. That's a private school.
I do love, I got a highlight for the recorded podcast. Max saying if you have 2 brain cells, you could be an official. Scott with the quick, that eliminates half the podcast was quality work.
Might not have 2 brain cells, but I have a half gallon of chocolate milk.
I can't believe Kristen and Champions Cup has a going issue with each other. Makes no sense.
Do we know that official wasn't Elaine King in disguise?
That's a good question. I
That
think
is
what
not
I,
confirmed.
the next thing that I'm going to wonder now is like coming down the stretch at either Worlds or the other European major. Are we going to have a Marshall out there just like stroking Paige, stroking Missy, like anybody that's not Kristen? Just, hey, foot fault.
Probably need to like start using a different word, but yeah, I agree.
You know,
Shoe
stroke 'em.
fault.
Stroke them.
I know it's a funny thing on the PGA Tour that people have been using. Oh, by the way, speaking of PGA Tour, I think it's
You guys
so
know that Tyler
funny.
golfs?
We all golf. Don't even get me started.
I don't golf.
There's no more anymore. I think it's so funny how it seems like all of the things that disc golf's been going through over the last couple of years, trying to figure out that golf is actually now getting into. Like people are getting upset about how long it's taking golfers to play and how to figure that out.
Yeah.
And stroking people. And then also the thing comes out about the new PGA Tour Tour Championship. They're going to be doing it the way that disc golf does it. So I think it's so funny how we've said, let's just do it the way golf does it. And now golf's like, let's just do it the way disc golf's doing it. So I think what I've heard in golf is they want a 45-second timer per shot. And I'm just like, bro, if they start doing that, they're screwed because you cannot be timing people in the game of golf at all. What they need to do is the way they've been doing it forever, which is here's the allotted time that you have to take in your round. This is the allotted time you have per hole. And if you get a certain time frame out of the where you should be the next hole, that's when we start, penalizing you. And that's the way we should be doing in disc golf too. But I don't know.
I mean, we should take the 30-second rule away entirely. There should not be any constraints on a single throw whatsoever. It should just be that someone is monitoring pace of play and they see you're 2 holes behind the group in front of you. Get out there and tell them to hurry up. And if they don't, stroke them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
completely agree.
if you really want to speed up pace of play, Nate Heinold needs to buy segways for everyone that's playing.
Or
Corey has been obsessed with Nate Heinold and
alligators on the course.
It was so funny.
Alligators
Gators on the course.
Matthew in my chat says, what if it's only one person
Matt
holding
will
up the
have to-
card? I think that's the situation to actually let the putt go.
Well, no,
Well-
the PGA posted that really feel-good article about him, so you can't stroke him anymore.
Okay, this just triggered me again. You know what triggers me? That we're going to get a PDGA article about like, hey, Cupcake just has anxiety. He can't putt. They're not going to address this situation at all. This is nobody's saying anything on the PDGA about this, but we're going to get an article about how Cupcake just has anxiety and can't putt.
To Scott's point, Scott said that as Birdie says, everyone should be hustling to their disc and speed running their round. I don't agree with that statement, but Birdie's general sentiment I think is correct. Far too often do I see people taking way too much time to play, right? Like I have a pretty fast pace of play, but I take my time when it comes to my disc. That's because I do throwing my disc. That's because I do all the other stuff while other people are throwing, right? Like I'm range finding. I'm figuring out what disc I want to throw while other people are doing things, right? Like I get far enough up the fairway to where I'm not impeding anyone, but I'm going to get to my disc in a timely manner. Okay. It's not hard. Like people get sucked into talking to their card mates or like, hold on, let me sit down, dig through my disc, wipe it off, put my chalk on, like figure it out. You got to go faster because I'm tired of getting backed up for 3 holes into a tournament. It doesn't make sense. It happens all the time at every tournament.
How do you feel about Brody's other response to pace of play where he said, if there's a par 3 and you are putting, let the card behind you play the throw off of the tee and then finish putting, because then by the time they walk there's no time difference. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I know what you're saying. I hate that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't like the idea that someone is throwing into your group
Yeah.
while you're playing. Now,
No, but
if
I
we're talking
mean-
about
Well,
par
no,
fours,
you would be stopping and
Right.
watching them throw.
yeah, but you're standing there watching the disc so you don't get hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's silly. Now, if it's like a par 4, I don't think you have to wait for them to like finish out on the green to drive halfway
No,
down the
no.
fairway. But like, yeah, you guys go ahead and throw while I figure out where my disc is. Like, no, that's a different situation to me.
But I mean, to Mac's point, like that's genuinely 70% of the reason I just don't want to play tournaments like ever is it just takes so long to play around a disc golf for no
That's
reason.
why I don't play tournaments anymore. It takes
isn't
all
hard to
day
play
long.
fast.
Yeah.
It is not hard to play fast at all. I have played tournaments that were full and everyone played at a good pace, and we finished by like 3:00. Versus the ones where like I'm chasing the sunset, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about multiple 5-hour rounds, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yes, spectators are another issue for sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean by spectators are another issue?
Scott said that it's also an issue if the card has spectators. But to be honest, the spectators, I don't care about. Figure it out. Hurry up if we're going too fast. The spectators should probably just be in their own designated areas anyway, and
Yeah.
should have no impediment on the players.
Yeah.
So now that's
Yeah.
a little harder in disc golf because we play wooded courses and we don't have like designated spectator areas in the trees. But like all these open courses, Ledgestone, whatever, D-Glow, you get to stand on the tall grass toboggan hill, and that's where you stand. And you're going to get shot and killed if you get out of that area.
That's what the marshal's actually there for. Speaking of courses that we play though, what do you guys think of the course here for Champions Cup? Some typical OTB course with some changes for Champions Cup, but what are we thinking?
I like
Synthetic.
the course, not for Champions Cup.
I thought it was just synthetic woods is what I'd call it, as close as they could, because I think the fairways are pretty tight, so there's like really no rough, which I'm totally fine with. So I like that it was very tight, a lot of OB and a lot of wind. The wind was a cool factor.
Yeah.
So
I like OTB.
Mac, your mic is killing us.
What is it doing?
You're doing something on your table, aren't you?
I don't think so.
I'm the only one that was hearing.
No, I heard it. I didn't know what it was though.
You hear that, Mac?
Oh, interesting. Okay,
That's what yours is sounding like.
hands up. I like OTB, and I think they do well for the topography and the land that they have. Like Corey said, I don't love it for Champions Cup. I do wish that the preserve was like more like OTB is, because I feel like there's similar types of like landscape.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm talking about that is because I just watched the Simon video of him and Kale. If any of you watched that.
Not yet, but I
yet.
want to. How much did he change of the course?
Like 4 or 5 holes.
Okay.
They like completely changed 1 or 2 of the holes, and then the other ones they just kind of tweaked the layout. There's one thing that I entirely disagree with that he did, but it's going to be impossible for me to explain it without you having seen it. So
Okay. Well, speaking about course change, how do you feel about the green course that they're going to be playing for 26 Worlds?
it's going to be sick.
Okay, good. For those of you who don't know, they are doing toboggan and also one of the other courses on the same property, but they are making it a championship level course as opposed to the pro course, I guess you could say, that we had the whole time. And me and Mac went out and looked at it, and it is freaking sweet, except for one hole, which we believe is hole 17. It does not make any sense.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to cut some stuff for that one. But I think in general, the changes they're making are good if they do the things that we thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a really fun addition. It kind of reminds me of WR Jackson, honestly, a little bit. So if you miss Old Champions Cup, I feel like it's going to be a similar type of course to that, where it's tight woods at times, but it is fair wooded fairways the most time. What did you call it? Viridian?
Yeah, I call it Viridian because it reminds me of Viridian Forest in the original Pokemon, where it's like grass with like bushes on both sides. That's what that course reminds me of. What if after this, if they like it so much, what if that becomes Champions Cup? And then they have like Champions Cup and Deglo back-to-back weeks.
Didn't they already say that they were gonna do Champions Cup at New London?
Like forever,
so.
or
I
I don't know about
thought.
forever.
okay.
I don't
I
know.
thought their initial or ultimate plan was to actually go back to WR whenever that was ready.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's possible.
I don't think that. At least I haven't heard anything positive about that course actually being designed at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have an idea of what they want each major to be.
Mhm.
That's what I would love. That way we can have some consistency, and like that's how you create a more, I don't know how to say this other than this, like serious sport is like, you know, every sport has its, or individual sports has its major or grand slam, like they have in tennis. Like it's very defined. Like this does it, this does that. Like I wish if we had that staple in disc golf, we would have like more of like history for people to like chase. But we
Yeah,
don't
I
have
feel
that,
like
right?
I feel like we're close in that. Like USDGC is USDGC. Like I feel like that's the closest we do have. I think Worlds rotating and having a course of both disciplines, I guess I'll say, like more open and more wooded, exists. I think it's the others that are, which I mean, European Open is only in question now because we are losing the course. So
As long
that
as it's
sucks.
in Europe,
Rest in peace.
you know, that covers my thing about the
Right.
European Open.
Yeah, I
Bring back, just
guarantee you we can
replace
go to-
Champions Cup with the Japan Open. Let's just go back to Japan and throw 150 class discs again, man.
Dude,
that would be so
Japan
sick.
Open was so sick.
Yeah.
But we could literally go to any European course. It could be the crappiest course to the people that live around it, but because it's brand new for us, we'd be like, "This is amazing."
So sick.
So, yeah, I don't think that
Or just
is
go to
gonna
like,
matter.
well, like in golf, they go usually to like Great Britain. So it could be like Scotland, could be Ireland, could be England. Like
Yeah.
they should just go to like Finland or like Sweden for like European Cup, right? Like those are the
Yeah.
people that like really pay attention to disc golf. So they should
Or
just
the
keep
other
it there.
the other thing that I was thinking was, what if they turned it into, instead of European Open, it's International Open, and every 3 years it's either in Europe, Japan, or Australia. Because
Bring
they've
back UC's World Tour, baby. Bring back the World
Yeah, but-
Tour.
but every 3 years it's either at one of those locations, and it kind of just rotates, and then that way you have 3 years to make this course the best thing ever. And then if you do end up lose the course, you can just go somewhere else, and you have 3 years to make sure that
Yeah,
it is
to
the
make
best
something sick.
thing. Yeah.
I just want us to consistently, and I know we are this year, but like Kona Peach Day, man. Kona Peach Day is the sickest course of all time. IMO. Heavily influenced by the fact that there's a castle on it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Real quick, I just wanted to wrap up points for Champions Cup since we're kind of wrapping up the Champions Cup talk. If you were not aware, Isaac Robinson
say,
won. If you're double,
Didn't even talk about the MPO.
if you're double not aware, Tyler picked Isaac Robinson to win, so he gets 6 points for the major. And then, I mean, is it a Mac curse? Mac is doing work for people when he's making picks. Mac also gets 6 points for AB, and then Connor Rock, back-to-back Dark
My
Horse
goat.
appearances,
My
the
goat.
only one that cashed. So our points are now up to Tyler and Matt tied at 12. I have 8, and Corey has 3. But Corey's cooking. Just let Corey cook up over there. Don't worry about him.
Can we get to like the championship round of tonight's debate?
I say, do you guys want to get into it?
We need to get into it now.
All right.
Like,
So if
right
you
now.
don't know, if you're not in our Discord, there's been a conversation brewing in our Discord about Gannon Burr versus Isaac Robinson. The initial question, which let's go through it. The initial question was, who's quote unquote locked in is better between Gannon Burr and Isaac Robinson? To which I said it's Gannon Burn. It's not even close, which was met with some harsh criticism of that opinion. So I think we got to talk it out. I think for me, I'm misunderstanding the question. So can you, in 7 words or less, describe the question?
What you did on your story the other day was who has a higher ceiling, and that's a totally different question.
Very different.
See,
So
to me,
I think
in my
Gannon Burr's-
brain, can I explain my brain?
Sure.
I read that who's locked in is better. So when you're locked in, who at their peak of their abilities between Gannon Burr or Isaac Robinson is better? Who at their highest skill ceiling is better? And in my opinion, it's Gannon Burr, and it's not even close.
I want to know why you think it's not even close. That's what I'm curious about.
So when I think about ceiling as opposed to locked in, I think locked in is closer to like your average dominance and not the peak. I think Isaac has a higher ceiling because if he pops off, he pops off. But I think if Gannon is in like that lane, he's gonna win. It's just
So you
maybe not
think
as-
Isaac's best is better than Gannon's best?
Yes, but
I think Gannon's is so much better. It's literally not even close.
Yeah, I fully disagree with that point. Not you. I agree with you, Tyler or Taylor. I think that Gannon Burr is way better than Isaac Robinson in terms of his highest ceiling. When I hear locked in, I think of, all right, it is on. You were in tournament mode. You were like leading this tournament. How do you react? Right? Isaac Robinson, when he is locked in and he's leading a tournament, no one is catching him. And you think of 2023 Worlds, you think of 2024 Worlds. He won by 4 and 5 strokes, respectively.
Yeah.
Okay, I think. Or was that Champions Cup? No, he won Champions Cup by 5 strokes. He won 2024 Worlds by 4 strokes. All right. He won 2023 by 2, and he won this one by 1, but he laid up on the last hole. Right.
Right.
And at no point this past Champions Cup was probably the one where it was like the closest. But you think of like the Worlds at Fox Run. No, he didn't give anyone a chance to catch him because he is disgusting on the putting green when he's locked in. Anything inside of 50 legitimately is going in. All right. He's not throwing out of bounds. And the reason that I say he's a better locked in than Gannon is because I have watched Gannon be rattled.
Yeah.
Even if that means that he still wins the tournament, he gets rattled and he looks shaky on the green. Right? He looks shaky off the tee. That even if he executes, right, it's a mentality thing for me. Yeah, Isaac Robinson, steel trap when he's locked in. That's my point.
I have nothing else to say because that's exactly how I feel.
No,
That's
yeah,
how
I
took
mean,
it. That's how I took it. Like, if it's the last round of Worlds and somebody's leading a tournament, who am I more scared of, Gannon or Isaac? For me, it's Isaac.
If Isaac gets in front of you, I don't feel like I could catch him.
Isaac is like Tiger Woods, right?
if the question is like,
it's over.
Who is more outwardly intimidating to play against, then I can definitely agree that it's Isaac. I will also agree if the question is who plays better at Worlds, obviously it's Isaac. But I guess the thing I thought about was there is not a shot on a disc golf course that if someone walked up to me and said, this shot has to be executed or I will kill you, there is not a shot that exists that I would pick Isaac to execute over Gannon. Ever.
Wow.
I'd pick one, but it would be like that flippy little fairway driver turn, but that's about it, right? Or like a 45-footer.
No, I mean, listen, my mindset is when I asked that question, I was thinking like when it comes time to these big events and you have to play well and you have to get it done, like I'm choosing Isaac to have to get it done over Gannon. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you, Taylor, that Gannon obviously I think has the higher ceiling than Isaac. I mean, he's elite on both sides of the disc. He's consistently the best Circle 2 putter on tour. He's a good circle one putter. No one can deny it. So like, yeah, who's the better player? It's Gannon. But who's better locked in? I think Isaac, and I think this is the reason that you've seen Isaac have more wins than Ezra, because I think Ezra is actually a better player than Isaac.
He gets
Like
rattled.
skill wise, yeah, he gets rattled. He's right
Yeah.
here, but Isaac has that different. He has that different gear where it's like, I'm just going to do the thing, and then he does it.
What's interesting to me too about Isaac is that it's not like we've never seen Isaac falter in tournaments that he's been in contention, which is not like the biggest number, but it's like majors and Idlewild. And the time he faltered and lost a lead was Idlewild and not two world championships or two other majors.
Right.
So I feel like in that round, like you could see him getting frustrated. And it's just strange to me that like that's the one over all of the options.
Yeah.
I just want to
I don't
give
know.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was just ending the point. You're good.
I was just giving a couple shout outs to Adam Hemes getting top 5 and Ezra Aderhold getting a top 10. I mean, of course, Sullivan tipped him, but he's like the obvious, but I was trying to throw in some guys in there.
Yeah, to your point, like I think there's more to talk about in MPO that we kind of glazed over, like Andrew Marweed on a lead card, Sullivan Tipton leading a major on the final day. Like it was definitely a very surprising weekend. And I think to that point too, and I'll get back, that one of the best things about Isaac, and I this also, it's a very backhanded compliment, but I'm going to say, like, I think the fact that Isaac does have limitations is one of the best parts about his game, that he accepts those and just plays like the highest percentage shot at all times. Like Isaac won this weekend because he did not go OB. Like Paul went OB 19 times.
Yeah. He does what he knows he can do.
Yeah.
And he can do a lot.
He is very
He
good
can't
at
do
playing
everything,
within
man.
himself.
Yep. Especially his shot, like on hole 1, it's very like apparent. I'm going to throw the shot. It's a safer shot. And if I make the putt, I make the putt. I mean, out of the top 5 guys, he's the only one to birdie it. Sullivan tipped him birdie it, but he was tied for 5th. But out of those guys, he was the only one to birdie it.
Mac, for the classic unfinished business question, like what player when they win a major would you cry for? Is your answer, is your top answer Sullivan Tipton?
Dude, either him or Matty O. But like Sully, I put in the Discord, if Sullivan won this tournament, I would have started burning cars. Because like it would have been full downtown Detroit. The Lions just won the Super Bowl for me.
Please don't burn my city.
I'm burning Corey's.
I thought you were going to say, like, please don't burn my car. Yes. When I say I'm burning
burn my
cars,
car.
I'm going to Corey's house.
Don't burn
I
my
mean,
city.
Sully's he's an Alabama boy. He's from Birmingham. I've played a couple turns with him. I'm not like good friends with the guy by any means, but talk to him a good bit. We're very friendly. He's a stand-up guy. He's great. So I would love to see him win.
He seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah, he is very cool. And
can I just take a moment to just like fully air out how depressed I was watching this tournament this weekend? I think I turned the final round off.
I've been waiting. I was this is why I brought up. This is why I bring up MPO, because I was like, no. Taylor cannot just
I'm not getting away with
right
this.
over MPO and not talk about Paul.
Oh man, I mean, it was like the full arc was like. I'll relate to this as a Titans fan. Like it was like if the Titans made the playoffs next year, and I'm like, we're here, bro. Like this is it. We're the 1 seed. Nothing can go wrong. And the crazy thing to me is like Paul right now physically has every shot that he's ever had in the years of dominant Paul. Like he has, his putting was back this weekend, which is the big reason. At least his putting was back Thursday, which is the biggest reason he shot so well. He's playing as well as he was then. I have never seen Paul get rattled the way Paul got rattled this weekend. He took 2 back-to-back OBs on like hole 12 or 13 round 2. Mentally was never the same. And like highlight his hole 18 final putt that just doinked a 15-footer and went straight out of bounds. Like that, I just knew it was just so over. Like it was actually just so over at that point. But I felt like body language, you could
So I
just
just
tell
wanna
he
bring
had
this
like
OP
given up
strokes.
halfway through like round 2. Like he took those 2 bad breaks back to back and was just on tilt for the rest of the entire event.
So the thing I want to bring up is that like after the round 1, you're like, okay, he's got a 3-shot lead, but then let's really look at who he was leading over. Andrew Miranda, Jesse Niemanen, Adam Hemes, Andrew Marweed, James Proctor, and then you get the Gannon Burr at 8 under. He was leading Gannon by 6 strokes, and all those people above Gannon are just like, they're good, but like, are
They're
they
not
really
like
going to be able
chasing
to keep up
Paul
with
down for a
Paul the rest of
major.
the way?
Yeah. I mean, Paul had
I
6
did not watch
shots.
on Friday, Saturday, or the beginning of Sunday.
Paul had 6 shots
No, I
halfway
was
through
just
round 2.
saying, like, I watched Thursday, saw this leaderboard, and I literally thought it's over. Paul's winning something, but then apparently,
Apparently,
And apparently, I've never
What-
been on live television before.
is Paul officially washed?
no.
I don't think so, but dude, it's getting scary
Like,
because,
I would
like
say-
Taylor said,
this is bad.
he has all the shots and they look great. Like they look really good, but I think he just wants it too much.
Yes, that's what I was
He's
just going to
trying
say. I would
force the old Paul.
I would be more concerned if it was the
When-
opposite.
When you
if,
have
if
the old
Paul was
you
locked
should be able to
in,
force it.
But he isn't the old Paul.
if Paul was locked in but just like couldn't throw the disc, I would be more concerned. Like I think it's exactly that, Mac. Like I think he is very, very stuck on the majors, like total, like Ty and Ken. I think he's very like mentally stuck on that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 996 from the last round.
He was. Oh,
Well,
I was
you
going
can
to say.
see-
I mean, he was
how many
20 under
strokes did he
halfway
take?
through round 2, and then the winner was what,
He finished
26
15.
was what, Isaac, and then he finished at 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
He needed 6 birdies.
How
in
many strokes
two
did he
and a half
take from
rounds.
missing putts that went in the water?
Well, I'm telling you right now, it's his scramble because on round 2 he was 0 for 3. Round 3 he was 2 for 5, and the last round he was 3 for 7.
I was looking at like just
I mean,
his
let's-
fairways and
let's look at it this way.
regulation
Just on
through
the
the rounds,
putts, though.
just tank.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. His
It was the kinds of misses that he had. No, 74% isn't very good by tour standards, but
I don't
he
know what
also-
the average is.
he also missed at like the worst times because
Mhm.
I think he airballed one in the water. He had the one little like splash out that went into the water, which granted maybe not his fault, but even day one, he went for those long putts that like, yeah, he made them. He barely made them, but like that could have been disastrous for his round.
Yeah.
If it had been an inch short and he stands up and rolls in the water, like that's just, yeah, it's great when you do it and you shoot 14 under and it's like, wow, your highest rated major round ever. But like, what happens when that misses and now you squander your round, right? And then you go from 20 under to 15 under by the end of the tournament.
Yeah, but isn't the only way you win like you go for it?
Not,
Mm,
not when you're Paul, I don't think.
I mean, what did Isaac? We just got done talking about Isaac doing just the, what he knows he can do. Smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Listen, the winning golf is this. Don't go OB, make your circle one putts, and put yourself in the best high percentage shot every single time. That's winning golf.
So anytime you're in circle 2, you should just lay up.
No, but I'm saying how you win is making all your circle ones. That makes winning very easy. It makes it a lot easier.
It depends on the course, right? Because like disc golf is significantly different than golf in this way, where any golf course you have to play like on the Pro Tour. Any golf course on the PGA Tour, you have to play smart. Obviously, that's different for certain courses, like Augusta's one, where you got to really pick where you want to land, right? But to a certain extent, you have to be smart with what you're doing. Versus we go play like Preserve, it's a birdie fest. Like you just have to make every putt.
Yeah.
Right. So I get running it, but this course had an insane amount of out of bounds. Over 4 rounds, the winner was 26. So what? That's like 6.5 under every round. Let's say Paul lays up every circle 2 putt. So that means he's like 2 strokes less, or every danger circle to putt. He's 2 strokes less on the first round, but he probably gains like 6 over the course of the tournament if he does that.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
but
the
that's only
first
if
round
he
almost
didn't
baited
go
him
OB.
a little bit. Like baited at him, like in the rest of the tournament, to like really try to push when he didn't need to.
He was like, "Oh, I could do this again and again and again." And
I
then-
don't know. I don't know if it's considered baiting. I think maybe his ego got in the way. He was like,
Yeah.
he's like, people have been talking. I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to smash everybody. I mean, you shoot 14 under, you're going to go out there thinking, okay, I'm just going to do this again.
Yeah,
He's the master until he's baited.
gets you every time.
I think
Gets you
Paul's,
every time.
he's going through a little bit of a Yuli scenario where Yuli had that stretch of years where he was just really bad on tour. And it's because he was trying to play like he did in like 2014. And now Yuli plays like the old man disc golfer that he is, and he plays pretty good for like someone.
I mean,
that's about to
really
be a
though,
Masters.
if it wasn't Paul, would you say he's playing bad on tour right now?
No, but it's because I know what Paul can do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
because
it's
I know
funny
Paul
that
can
he's
go
like,
shoot a 14 under.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
Like-
let me ask you. I mean, I could say this, and like, if you had to choose one of these players to win the next major, who are you choosing, Calvin or Paul?
Which one's the next major?
It doesn't matter. I'm just.
I'll say I don't really care
It
which
does
one. I'm
matter
not
to
picking
me.
Calvin.
Oh yeah. I mean, Calvin's a tough one for me to pick to win anything. To be honest,
It'll be European Open, I think.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Paul is disgusting in Europe. So
I say is Worlds
Paul and
before the
European
festival
Open
or festival
Worlds?
before Worlds?
I mean, Worlds and Euro is in Europe, so it doesn't even matter. But then, you
Yeah.
know, USDGC, Paul has won that, multiple times. So
I don't think it's a bad pick for Paul for any of these majors, right? Like I really don't. But he's scaring me a little because it's just going to keep piling on, right? Where he can live in the headspace of like, man, I'm right there. I just need to fix like this thing or this thing, and like I'm good. You can stay in that positive headspace for so long, but once this happens like 10 times where you're right there and you lose it, I don't know if you recover from that. To be honest,
yeah, I 100% agree. It's a
Can we
confidence
just-
thing.
Can we just reflect for a second that I'm just looking at the schedule and we're gonna have the European Disc Golf Festival major on 7/17 to 7/20, and then Worlds 2 weeks after 7/30 to 8/3. It's gonna be wild times for disc golf for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I just want to also mention Calvin had like the opposite Paul effect. He shot 3 under, even 5 under, and then 12 under.
Classic
As
Calvin, man.
does.
Dude,
Coming back up the
classic Calvin.
leaderboard.
Classic.
40th to like 12th on the last round.
He jumped 24 spots the last round.
Yeah. I never had much stake in Calvin, but I've fully given up on Calvin.
I've been saying it as early as last year.
Yeah,
Man. I keep
And then
hitting
you
it
immediately pick him.
Right
Because
next tournament.
because I'm thinking this is the time. Maybe he's gonna come back at me. But yeah. I don't know. Wild tournament.
Any true disappointments out there? I gotta say, disappointed in Garrett Gurthey over at plus
Ezra
one
Robinson.
after he had a very good round one. Thought my dark horse would pay off, didn't make the cut. Shout out Double G.
Ezra Robinson, 39th.
Disappointed in James Proctor. He shot
Yeah.
very well the first round and then missed cash by 1 stroke. Someone
Oh.
I'm not disappointed in, Silas
am.
Schultz. 14th place for Mr. Schultz.
I think Silas Schultz is like this year's Austin Turner, as in the dark horse conversation of just like probably
Tied.
should just be the lock for dark horse.
No, that's Connor Rock.
So I picked this person before I picked the eventual winner of this tournament. Gavin Rathbun finished in 59th,
That's tough.
and I picked him second.
So what is he throwing now?
Prodigy.
Oh. I'm staring directly at you, Mac.
So whoa.
What was that
nobody
last
shocking
week? I
on the
said
DNF
Robert-
watch. Just for
Uh,
Tyler's knowledge, nobody wild on the DNF watch.
It's so funny. It is so funny that we made one random person on the DNF watch and then have not updated
So we
it.
have not gone back to that segment.
I thought it would be something to like keep my eye on, but there's nothing exciting about it.
There'll be one this year, a fraudulent DNF.
Hey, Ellie Ezra DNF'd, and I don't know why. After his
Said she
second
had
round.
like a really really bad blister on her throwing like hand that she couldn't get over.
She constantly has that though.
I've heard that's
She's, like,
I know
always
Casey
taping on her
White's talked
fingers.
about that before. How like at some point in the season, like his finger will just split, and it's like inevitable.
Yeah.
That's why.
Scott's
What did I
question:
say
What
last
happened to
week?
Double G
Robert
Craft
Burridge is,
Jerky?
watch?
I think they moved suppliers. I think it's still a thing, but I do know that they moved suppliers for their jerky.
Yeah, I just want to say Robert Burridge, I said last week he was washed. He came in 67th place. So
Yeah.
washed. Officially Robert Burridge washed. A mere 2 years into his career.
He's done. Back it up. Shout out to Eagle. Eagle is up there. 13th. Getting it back.
Will
I'm worried
Yeah,
about
Eagle
Eagle.
did better than Simon.
here's my question. Will we ever see Eagle as a legitimate top player again?
No, it's
What a
over.
good question.
It's over.
I don't know.
I want to
don't
say
think
yes
I
so
feel like
bad,
he's
but
got
it's
the-
just in his brain.
Dude,
It's in his brain.
guys,
I feel- he's got Paige Pierce syndrome.
he's got the bag. He's got the girl. He's got the music videos. He's cooked. He's done, dude.
He has the spirit of the wind dragon.
I mean,
How
he's
old is he?
25, 6, something like that.
There's a
He's
chance.
like, he's like 2 years younger than me.
There's still a chance.
I think his best chance is like late 20s.
27.
He hits a stride where he's like, what have I been doing
27?
for like 3 years?
I think he
22.
needs, dude. What if he shows up 29, dyed black hair,
No,
Like
we need
emo-
bleached.
emo-
we need
no.
bleached back.
dyed black hair, emo cut. So it's
Toby
like
Maguire
covering part
Spider-Man
of
3
his-
look.
Yes. okay,
Yes,
Okay.
and then he's just ripping. I like that.
I mean, I'm here for an Eagle comeback.
I
not
think
gonna-
Paul Macbeth needs to do the bleach tips.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I
That'd be
miss 2000 to 2022. I just feel like that was such a good era.
2000 to 2020.
Just 22 years.
2020. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
I'm just making sure that we're talking about the right thing. 'cause
no.
The year
So, like,
2000,
right
that
when
was
they
sick.
right when they came back from COVID, like Chris Dickerson was still like dominating, and then Eagle was still doing his thing. Paul was still good. Ricky was still good. Like everyone that we loved was still really like Calvin was battling out for tour championships. You know, they were
Kevin
calling him a
wasn't
kid
washed.
then, which is crazy. Yeah,
Gannon wasn't born yet.
Gannon
I
was a
mean, Ricky
fetus.
Ricky is still good. Let's be clear. He has what 4 top 5s this year?
hasn't won a major in what 7-8 years,
Neither
I
have
mean,
you.
That's true.
but I'm not expected to.
Who wins a major first, Paul or Ricky?
Ricky.
Ricky.
I think Ricky wins European Disc Golf Festival.
Yeah, I could feel that. Yeah.
That's my.
I think
early
I'm going
prediction.
Paul. Put me on the Paul train.
I think
I'm
I think
never never left.
Rick right now.
You
Rick
haven't
right
heard
now has
enough.
one of those like
The worst part is I literally said first thing in the Discord, like Paul shot 1097. He's up 6 strokes. I am so ready to be so depressed, and I wasn't. I knew it was going to happen, and I still wasn't ready.
I think Rick has one of those like if he's in it, he's in it.
If he's locked, he's locked.
If he's locked in, he's locked in.
He's
Yeah.
got to get that first round going. He's always
Yeah.
so far behind.
Dude, I feel like Ricky chasing you is one of the scariest things on the planet.
I would agree with that.
Especially if he's on your card. You never feel safe.
Yeah.
He's 60
Yeah.
feet and you're like, he's draining it.
He's gonna
Plus, he's
knock
staring
over
at
a
you with
baby.
those, like, eyes.
Knock over a
Oh my
baby
gosh!
with
I
his
can't wait to
mind
fucking-
powers.
Can't wait to bring that up again.
But if you told me, if you told, all right, let's think about this real quick. If it's 2022,
Okay.
right? And I said, hey, there's this kid named Isaac Robinson, and there's this guy Ricky Wysocki. One of these guys are going to win 4 majors in the next 3 years. I mean, it's crazy to think that it's not Ricky.
Yeah,
It's true.
Crazy.
very true.
Well,
Well,
how good was
speaking of-
Isaac in 2022?
That's a great question. Speaking of, I don't have a game per se tonight. I was preparing for something far greater in that I thought I'd have to pull out some stats, but I have a full Google sheet of stats comparing Gannon Buhr and Isaac Robinson for many years. So we're just gonna play a little game of a little like over under or some stats for Gannon Buhr and Isaac Robinson. We'll get through my Google sheet and that'll be the game for tonight. And then I mean we really got to get to Tyler's Tub because I'm fiending for Tyler's Tub.
I'm gonna close my PDGA pages for Isaac and Gannon.
There you
that I
go.
had open.
So first, the bulk of the stats here, I just pulled together for 2024 and 2025 for the major stat categories, right? So we're talking birdie percentage, fairway hits, parked, C1 in reg, C2 in reg, scramble, C1X putting, circle 2 putting, and OB rate. Or the 9 major stat categories in disc golf. In 2024, how many of those do you think, directly comparing Gannon and Isaac, did Isaac win in 2024? Did Isaac edge out Gannon in?
Can you say them again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Birdie rate, fairway hits, parked percentage, circle 1 in reg, circle 2 in reg, scramble rate, C1X putting, circle 2 putting, and OB rate.
Jeez.
4.
And you're asking what?
How many of
How
those?
many
How many of
did-
those was Isaac better than Gannon in?
4.
I'll say 1.
2.
Mac is right on the nose with 2. I thought it was also
Guess what
important
it
to note.
was?
Oh, go ahead.
I think it was fairways hit and circle 2 in regulation.
That's insane. He's right on the money with the 2 stats. He was fairway hits. He was 0.8% higher than Gannon. For tied second, Gannon was 5th, and circle 2 in reg, he was 3rd. Gannon was in 4th by 0.7%. Really,
Tell
edged
me
him
I
out.
don't know
first.
ball. Tell me I don't know ball.
Got him. I have no idea. For 2025, same exercise for 2025.
All Gannon.
Oh,
4.
for just this season, Isaac has had a stinker of a year so far, besides this last one. So I'm gonna go 1.
It is indeed 1. Mac is on a generational run right now. Do you want to guess which one it is?
You have to.
I'm gonna go fairways hit.
Stop the stream. Stop the stream. It is fairways hit. Gannon or Isaac is actually first in fairways hit right now at 81%. So shout out to Isaac.
First
also-
overall on tour?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but who's first?
Isaac in that one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So I also thought it was interesting. I pulled together their highest average event rating by year from 2022 to 2025. So by year, we'll start with 2022. Who do you think had the highest average event rating? So this is, for a full tournament, your average rating was X.
I'll say Isaac.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm
Was
going to
it-
say Isaac.
Was it 22 or 21 where Gannon lost to Drew at LWS or not LWS, LVC?
22.
22. That was kind of the first year Gannon started popping up.
Because he was a rookie in 21, I believe.
think that's right.
I'm gonna say, oh man, I'm gonna say it was Ganon.
Ganon's highest event rating for 2022 was 1067. Isaac's was 1064. So Ganon by a few points. Same thing for
Ganon.
2023. We'll go year by year here.
23 is when Isaac destroyed everyone at Champions Cup. So, and this is just over the highest rating of the tournament, of any tournament, right?
Yeah, so their highest average tournament. So like it's all of the rounds of the tournament averaged, but just the highest event rating for the year. Yeah.
Trying to
Isaac.
think of,
Yeah, I'll go Isaac.
I'm gonna say Isaac.
Isaac's highest average event rating was 1062. Ganon's was 1068. So so Ganon by a few points.
What was
2024.
What was the round?
Don't know.
I'm gonna guess it was Champions Cup for Isaac. I will fact check.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Ganon. Like,
Oh, I don't know.
What
I should
what-
have. I should have known because WR rates so bad. Let's see. Isaac Robinson Champions Cup. Anyway, go ahead.
I'll just keep going. We got two more
so we're in
years. So
24.
2024, yep.
All right, give me Ganon.
Ganon
yeah.
literally won everything.
Yeah, Ganon. not a question, Ganon.
Corey, is Ganon your guess as well?
Yeah, Corey said Ganon.
Okay, my
For the
bad.
fourth time, yes.
Hey, my bad. Yeah, 2024 Ganon's highest was 1086 and Isaac's was 1061. And then finally 2025 so far this year.
Its highest overall.
Isaac.
Ganon hasn't won.
Ganon. No, wait. This year? Oh, it's.
This year, yeah, 25.
I'll go Ganon.
I'm gonna say Isaac because there's so much OB on this course.
Corey, did you answer? I'm so sorry.
Who's number one?
Isaac.
So Isaac's highest average this year was 1050 and Ganon's and his win at Kansas City Wide Open was 1080. As a weird note, Mac, to your point, this year's Champions Cup winners rating was the lowest in like years.
Wow.
Oh,
Weirdly enough. Finally, I just looked at
really surprising.
Statmando has a list of the top 300 best rated rounds of all time. I did this initially by years in the top 300 rated rounds of all time. How many would you guess Ganon and Isaac have?
Top 300. I think there's only been like 40 1100 rated rounds or something like that. So that's probably like 1070 and above, I would guess. I'm gonna go 30 from Ganon and 14 from Isaac.
I'm gonna go 29.
This 2023 at 1093, 3 last year, 1107, 1100, 1096, and 2 so far this year, 1095 and 1093 for his 7. And it was at a B tier in 2021. So shout out whoever got smacked at that B tier by Isaac Robinson.
1090 plus rounds. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was very
how close
shocked.
did we get? How close did we get to our numbers if it was 10?
I was the closest.
Oh, like if you
No, I
could
mean,
push
if-
the list back to,
if we
to
went-
1070.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
Also,
like Ganon was
interestingly enough,
doing
I thought,
at least one over 1070 at tournament last year.
I thought it was interesting to Mac's point. Ezra is on this list 4 times as opposed to Isaac's 1 B tier performance. But no, that's those are just some stats that I compiled after misinterpreting a question. So I think it's without further ado we get to our the highlight
Taylor
of the show.
came prepared.
I was ready, bro. I was ready.
Tyler's Tub.
Are we going for it right now?
Yeah, it's got to be Tyler's Tub time. I am going to guess a Opto Ballista Pro.
Well, let me like grab something first because I can feel the rim.
I am gonna go with a Claymore.
You guys got to think about what I have too.
Zone.
No idea what you have.
All right, so wait, what do we have? Taylor, what did you say?
I said an Opto Ballista Pro.
I said a Claymore.
Claymore and
Zone is such a good guess,
Zone.
just percentage wise.
Hey, so for fun, should we do this like disc goal where I can like give you like, hey,
So, like,
one of you
hints.
guys got
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give the hint, and then we'll give it 3 rounds. Then how about that? So Corey's got the brand correct.
It's Discraft. Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Discraft. Give me.
So now
Do we a re-guess? Okay. Give me the Buzz SS.
Okay.
I'm going Avenger SS.
I'm going Zeus.
It was a Zeus.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
Got him.
Cash money.
If you want to go buy a Zeus, use our
Cash money.
affiliate link to foundationdiscgolf.com, whatever their URL actually is. You could also check that out in our description with our merch link. We have the only UFB merch owner live on the podcast, and Mac. Shout out to Mac. You can also like and subscribe and listen to us weekly here on Wednesday nights at 7:45 Central Time. And we have an off week next week, so who knows what we're going to talk about. You should absolutely tune in to find out. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, how come no one's actually talked about Paul and Ricky playing against each other in the match play championship?
Because who
Because
cares?
it got delayed and nobody cares.
Yeah, but
No
still,
one
they
cares about disc golf match play, man.
damn, that sucks.
As much as I want to, I just don't. I need these players talking crap about each other.
I know, 100%.
Mic them up. Mic them up.
This is why you can't just say Gannon Burr and AB are rivals. They need to talk crap. There needs to be Twitter beef.
Isaac
Yeah.
and Gannon should be getting into it more.
I really thought that was going to be a thing. There's going to be like
Kinda
a
had
falling
it.
out of. Yeah, but the group isn't.
Oh,
Can
you
I-
thought they were going to actually fall out.
Like, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Hole 12.
In my golf group, me and my best friend, we beef
Gay.
all the time. We beef all the time in front of everybody, and we're always battling it out, and we're always beefing. But we're like best friends behind, all of that. And so people think we actually like don't care for each other. So it's funny when people don't know us very well and they find out we're actually like best friends. So like that can be like a Gannon and Isaac thing. Like they could be doing that. Like if I'm Jeff Spring, I'm going to those guys saying like, please, we gotta like dramatize this. So
Sell this
people
thing,
will-
baby.
Yes. It happens in every sport. They need to get it done.
Well, the funny thing is, they could do what they did for the Formula One Netflix show, and just like make it, even though the racers don't
know.
actually care.
I know. Dude, they make Max look so bad and it pisses me off.
I know.
Max is like the nicest guy, too. The nicest racer. He's just a menace on the track.
He looks like a character from Mr. Meaty. I don't know if you remember that, but
No.
Nickelodeon had like a puppet show called Mr. Meaty.
That just scared me so bad as a kid.
I know.
So bad.
I mean, he looks like Sloth. I mean, not Sloth. Sid the Sloth from Ice
Yeah,
Age.
kind of.
This is a side tangent. Nadia can attest to this. I hate puppets. I hate them with a passion. Anything
I know-
that's like, or
I
like
know
a
exactly what
Wallace,
to get you for your birthday.
Wallace and Gromit, or like claymation and stuff. Hate it.
Really?
You guys know about like Uncanny Valley, like what
Yeah.
that is. It's
I have no idea what that is. I'm not gonna lie.
It's basically where you try
see
to
a
make
video.
something look like a human, but you get in this weird middle ground where it looks enough like a human, but
Oh.
not enough to where it freaks you out.
Hmm.
It's like Polar Express.
Yeah, like if the CGI is good enough to where you're like, this is supposed to be a realistic human, but it's not good enough to where like it is a realistic human.
Yeah.
It's like your primal instincts go off and they're like, that's bad.
Something is
away.
wrong.
How did your brain feel about like Thanos? Because I think he
Thanos was
looked
fine.
like he could be a purple dude. Like
He was
it was
he
really
looked
good.
I mean, they literally like put hair follicles on Thanos.
I know.
So
I
like
know,
he
it's
was close
insane.
enough to a person
Yeah.
that it was fine. But like James and the Giant Peach, Wallace and Gromit, like flushed away.
Yeah.
All of those claymation movies I can't do it.
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I think have you heard the theory about like why we have that primal instinct?
Like skinwalkers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm a big cryptids guy, remember.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Tyler, what do you have? Like, what is your disc selection like? Like, do you have a large variety, or are you like all Discraft, all whatever?
A lot of Discraft, a lot of Innova, a lot of Latitude, a lot of
Dude, if he names off every brand,
A lot of Prodigy, you know.
I had a
Got a
bunch
lot of
DD.
Clash.
I had a bunch of DD for a while.
Bro, I'm about to go back to DD so hard. Bobby's back, baby. We're so up.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of the standardized stuff back in the day. So a lot of what my disc golf shop had. So that's all I've really got. I mean, I got a Fuse chilling right here. So Fuse is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm trying to get rid of my stuff so bad, dude. You know what's really sad? I have not thrown a disc since before the Masters.
oh, and you
Wowzers.
expect us to do the Little Caesars challenge?
I'll still pop off. So the last time I threw a disc was well, I was gonna say Ryder Cup, but that's not true. I think it's
And
a
I
week-
have high confidence.
yeah. So well, I mean, I mean, come on, it's smack talk. That's not confidence. It's just smack talk.
He's also confident about it.
But no, I mean, honestly, I've kind of like first I've been really busy, my job and whatnot. Kind of got promoted in a way.
Let's go.
I took on a lot more responsibility, but I didn't get as much as I wanted to get paid. And they're promising me, like they did last year, that I'm going to get paid out next February. So I told them I gotta get paid next February or I'm out. Like I can't do this. So we'll see. The president called me and said, please don't leave. And I was like, okay, you guys have till February. So I've been really busy trying to focus on that because I've been taking on some more responsibility there. But as I told you guys last week or something like that, I have a real bad like wrist problem right here. And it's when I push my thumb down or in. So like it affects my grip a little bit on like pinching down on the disc. Honestly, my dad actually thinks it's because I haven't been playing a lot of disc golf lately, which is why I'm getting like an arthritis in like my thumb, he thinks. But I don't know.
My buddy has like pitcher's arm because he's a D1 pitcher, and his doctor was like, you should play disc golf for like
Really?
rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Just keep it active, and it's generally low stress compared
Just
to
pitching.
throwing a
Yeah.
baseball.
Well,
95
I will
miles
say
an
this:
hour.
when I got into
Yeah.
disc golf, my shoulder like mobility was like. Let me see if I can show it like this. Like if you see my left, here I'll do it like this. My left can only go like this far back. I cannot push any further back. But my right
Mhm.
arm, like look how far back I can do it more compared to my left, and that's because of disc golf. So it helped me with my
Saves lives.
shoulder mobility. I
The
mean
throw
shoulder
switch.
shoulder mobility and throw switch. Yeah.
Corey gets really mad at me anytime I throw with my left hand.
That's because you are left-handed.
Only for some things.
I know, but it's different if
Wait,
like,
yeah, why is it this is such a weird similarity between me and Mac, by the way. I feel like this didn't get fully discussed, but that's so strange.
What else is new? Did you play baseball left-handed,
Yeah,
Taylor?
I did.
Did you do anything else left-handed?
Nope. Well,
Me
so I
either.
started golfing left-handed, and my brother golfs left-handed, and my granddad. We went to a golf store, and he's like, "I don't want to pay extra for left-handed clubs. You're learning how to swing right-handed right now." And like, it's
This
got
is-
some just like range balls at the store, and just like started
Really?
smacking.
That is exactly what happened to me. So my oldest brother does swing right-handed. My middle brother plays golf left-handed. I wanted to play golf left-handed. My dad was like, "I'm not doing it. I'm not buying left-handed clubs. They're too hard to find. You're playing right-handed."
Yep.
So
That's
all I do
exact-
left-handed
so
is I
funny.
throw things like this. So like I'll throw a football left-handed, and obviously baseball.
Oh, so I don't throw left-handed in baseball. Like I just bat left-handed.
Oh,
So
Which that was actually extremely valuable. I wish I could hit left-handed. I would have.
which at now at this point, because I golf right-handed, I'm pretty comfortable either way. Don't
I haven't tried.
clip farmers.
I haven't tried to hit a baseball right-handed since I started playing disc golf, but I'd probably be. Well, no, it wouldn't change anything.
See,
No,
it's
I-
weird to me because like in my
I play golf
brain, like
right-handed,
it
so it's
makes
probably
more
not bad.
sense to hit a baseball with my like I feel like I'm pulling and like hitting with my right hand. Like it's I don't know. It's like adds up that way.
I
you
went.
guys are all freaks.
Yep.
So I'm doing
can't-
this thing
there's no
right
way.
now that's ruining my life where I don't know. I noticed this.
Never
I
mind, I'm not
noticed
gonna
this
say it.
last week. It's disc golf related. It's not heroin.
That's my
I
neck of
noticed-
the woods.
It's every time I bogey, I take some
I
meth.
take some Fent. Yeah. I don't know when this started. I noticed it last week, and I played today and was doing the same thing. When I pull down for my putt, when I get to the bottom and before I like actually start to like pull up and throw the putt, I change my grip. Like my thumb moves, and I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's bad.
I just
see
wanna
a lot of
stop.
people do that.
I just want to stop.
I mean, I used to do that with my putt, where I would start with my finger on the outside of the rim, kind of like Paul does, and then as I came down, I would tuck it. And I
Mm.
realized I was doing it. It made me inconsistent, so then I just moved my finger to always be tucked.
Yeah, my putt comes out so much worse. Like it comes out so much better when I just literally sit there and think like, all right, just grip it,
Hmm.
send that thing, just firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
There was a guy in Mobile when he would reach back. In his reach back, he would put his disc in between his middle two
we know
I've
this
fingers.
guy's name?
I've heard of this. I've
Yeah.
heard of this.
It's
We don't
apparently
know
a
this
thing a
guy's
lot
name?
of people do.
Yeah.
No, you don't. But then he would change his grip to a normal grip, like midway through the throw.
Oh,
and throw
really?
like
Like
that.
I've never seen anybody like throw like this, but I've heard of people throwing like this. Like
No, it was like
I
a
don't know.
weird tick where he would like put it there and then change it to a normal grip.
that's wild.
Isn't that like a weird, like coaching thing? Is like usually they do it this finger,
I
but
don't
they'll
know.
like
Well,
put it
that's how I
there,
like line.
and
That's how I
then-
line the disc up is like,
yeah.
and then like firmly grasp it from there. But I've genuinely heard of people like
firmly
throwing.
grasp it.
throwing like this, like with.
I throw my toes.
Lock him up, foot fetish guy. 25 years.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Corey, how mad would you be if one day I was like really deep in the brush and then I pulled my shoe off and I just like did a full outstretched throw with my toes and it was just parked.
That's got to be legal, right?
I
Like,
wouldn't be
there's no
pissed.
rules against that.
No, you can do it.
You just see
I
like
wouldn't be
Ganon do
upset
that
because you
on the
you
tour.
told me, oh, I used to play baseball left-handed. So like, you have a pitcher's arm for those stupid flick rollers that you do,
Yeah.
which is like
Oh, I
illegal
love a
in my
forehand
eyes.
roller. I love a good
Yeah, but with the
forehand
wrong
roller, man.
hand,
I got the
Oh, with the
rollers
wrong
with both
hand?
hands. Kind
Not
of a
with
cheat
the
why
wrong
it's
code.
hand.
illegal.
No, with the
That's
wrong
why
hand.
it's
Yeah, that's
illegal.
illegal.
Now, if you throw with your dominant or wrong foot, don't care.
Can you imagine if I got on like Pro Tour coverage, like D-Glow, I'm playing good. I get they cut to me in the bushes or something, and they just see a foot come out and throw.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Or no,
Just Nate Doss
Even-
is like, what just happened?
They're just like you hear on coverage and like Ganon's using his timeout. He's got to really think about this lie in the woods. He's like taking his shoe and sock off.
Ian says,
Even-
Nate, did he just throw with his toes?
even better. It's not even in the like bushes. You're
just
throwing
in the
hole
fairway.
five at D-Glow
Yeah,
off the tee pad. Off
just
the
off
tee
the
pad.
tee.
That's-
Just throw it
All right,
straight out of
fellas.
bounds.
It's getting late. I'm leaving.
About that time.
The melatonin is
Melatonin's
kicking in for
hitting.
me.
Mac, thanks
Yeah,
for
the
joining
melanin
again.
just-
Of course. One more, and I will consider myself an official member.
I thought you were
I
going to
think
say
you-
one more, and I'll
I
start
think you
getting
already
some
are.
checks.
you might be able to cover for me next week.
Give
'Cause
me
I'm
the money
gonna
that I
be-
paid for merch back.
I was going to say, send us your PayPal. We'll give you a cut of all the merch sales.
We're not. Yeah, we can't refund you because Matt won't let us purchase anyway. So
All right. See you, fellas.
Right, night,
All
fellas.
right, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.